welcome Chris Mills.
Hi. I want to thank Mark for having me tonight. It's nice to be here. I never know what songs to play at these at these live talk shows that I do all the time. But I'm gonna play. I wanted to play a song tonight that you may have heard. It was featured on an episode of the television program Criminal Minds. I don't know. Do they have Criminal Minds here, Chicago? I had never seen this show, and I've told this story before if you've seen me, but I'd never seen this show before, and I was traveling abroad, and someone wrote me, and it was a friend of mine from school, who I went to school with many years ago, who was like, Chris, I'm a big fan of your music, and I write for the television program Criminal Minds, and I wrote your song into tonight's episode. It's like, that's amazing. It's great. I can't watch it, but I'm going to tell my wife. And I call my wife. I'm like, dear, Criminal Minds, tonight, song's going to be on. Tell everybody. Tell your sisters. Tell your mother so she doesn't think I'm a deadbeat anymore. Like, tell everybody. And everybody gets really excited. And they're like, oh, man, Criminal Minds. Like, my 3-year-old niece is like, Uncle Chris's song is going to be on television tonight and all this stuff. So this particular episode of Criminal Minds apparently involved a man who kidnaps women and puts them in his basement and then forces them to have his children, and then if it's like the wrong kind of baby, he like murders the baby and then like murders the woman. I'd never seen this show before. So then my sister-in-law is like calling my wife, and she's in tears, and she's like, I can't believe you made us watch this thing, and like now my mother-in-law thinks I'm into like torture dungeons and shit. So anyway, I just wanted to play this song for you tonight. It's called Such a Beautiful Thing. Here we go. Nights to give myself feeling right. The desert in my head was dry as a bone. I followed breadcrumb trails and Christmas lights, street signs and satellites. I even shouted your name through cheap megaphone cars. You burn like something that burns. You sing like something that sings. No, there are no words to describe such a beautiful thing. I crawled my way through empty streets, over parking lots and movie seats, picking up clues. In the threads of my coat, I found a letter from my future self, and true to form, it was little help, 'cause these useless lines were all that I wrote. Yeah, you shine like something that shines. You ring like something that rings. No, there are no words to describe such a beautiful thing. Finally, I caught a break, a treasure map, and a birthday cake. 2 crossing lines revealed you to me. standing by your bedroom door. I knocked 3 times and then once more, 'cause I knew that love was but one thing I'd need. 'Cause you burn like something that burns, and you sing like something that sings. No, there are no words to describe such a beautiful thing. Thank you.
So I don't. We can talk about your music a little, but I want to know.
F it.
Yeah, F it. I hear that the Norwegian government
Yes.
pays you a few times a year
Yes.
to go over there and
Yes.
teach kids about roots rock.
About roots rock. Yeah, they want to know all about Wilco.
What do you or
No, I do a program in middle schools in Norway about American music and social consciousness.
really
Yeah.
paid for by the government?
Paid for by the government.
And you go over there for
by
like,
the democratic socialist government of Norway.
and do we have like, is it an exchange program where
Oh,
they
no.
teach us about Norwegian
No,
music
no.
over here?
No, we have no interest.
But we should actually have that class in America. No.
No. Have you ever heard the Hardanger fiddle?
So what do you teach? What do you talk about?
What I tell well, we do. A friend of mine and I, we do a 35-minute program,
Okay.
and it's all about like North American songwriters and sort of political music, but also we're trying to teach the kids a little bit about history.
Uh-huh.
It's also a little bit of an English lesson for them, but they all speak perfect English at like 7. It's freaky. And then it's also a way we try and help the kids connect to the music and see themselves in the role of the songwriter. So we try and give them ideas if they want to talk about, issues in the world and give them some examples of how it's done, and hopefully they'll go on and maybe do it themselves.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So when you come back to America, do
Yes.
you, because you spend some time over there,
Spend some time.
do you have a different perspective on either the way you were educated here or just the country in general?
Do I have a different perspective on America?
Yeah.
No, my perspective on America stays pretty consistent.
Which is love it or leave it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, it does. It gets a little frustrating because you see the possibility, like we could have programs like that here. And you sort of see that possibility, and it gets a little frustrating because I teach over here as well, to not have those sorts of things available and to not have had those things available. But at the same time, other cultures are so hungry for, American style folk music for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
So, well, let's talk about the music a little. Because your music, I mean, it comes out of that tradition, but it's also a lot more expansive. I mean, you've recorded with 17-piece bands, orchestras almost, if you will. Where do you is it rooted in folk music, and then you want to take it other places?
I was always into that. I mean, I was always into that stuff when I was growing up, but then you kind of grow out of it, and I like folk music a lot, and I've gained a new appreciation for it doing this program and sort of studying those styles a little bit more in depth, but I also think that it's important to always kind of challenge yourself musically and always kind of look for new ways to express these ideas, because the concepts in pop music and folk music and all these things are pretty basic, human nature kind of things. and I have a really short attention span. I play a lot of Xbox, so I'm always trying to find something else to do to kind of twist that stuff around.
Will you close out the show with another song?
Oh yeah.
All right, Chris Mills, everyone.
So here is one of those songs. It's about space aliens and bugs, and there's a war. It's also a love song. You know, so there's something for everybody. One to grow on. I woke up last night. I turned on the light, but the room just kept spinning. Thought I heard you scream. You were fast asleep, and I knew what you were dreaming. Your face looked like the moon, reflected in a spoon. We're outside a chorus of June bugs were singing. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting in the wings. How could I forget the night that we first met? I was playing in the parlor. You begged me for a song. When I got it wrong, you said you were the master's daughter. Then underneath the moon, we began to spoon. We're outside a chorus of June bugs were singing. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting in the wings. Though we thought the evil empire would be returned into sand, seems now all our battles were in vain. But if the half-light from this half-light we are living goes disappearing, oh, I know that our love will still remain. So now we're on the run with our sabers and our guns, waiting for the final hour when love will play its hand. The overlords of man will be stripped of all their power. Imprisoned on the moon, our comrades sharpen spoons while their chorus goes rising to the heavens. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting. We are all just waiting in the wings. Waiting in the wings. Waiting in the wings. Waiting in the wings. Thanks a lot.